As Naruto fans, we've often had discussions about which of our favorite ninja are strong enough to defeat an entire group alone, like say Minato versus the Akatsuki, and in universe we've seen ninjas fight off an entire army alone by themselves. However, while Madara and Minato are the most famous examples of shinobi who faced an entire army alone, they are not the only ones in the history of Naruto to do so. Join me in today's newest Naruto Explained video, where we're going to take a look at 5 Naruto ninja who fought an entire army alone without any backup, including some shinobi who did so during the time after Naruto's 4th Great Ninja War. Also, if this video can hit 3,000 likes within a week of uploading, I'll drop the Naruto ninjas who can destroy an entire country video, and there are some surprising shinobi that make that list. So smash that like button and share this video on social media if that's something that you guys want to see. In terms of qualifications, we're going to be keeping this list very simple. The ninja on this list had to have fought an entire group, an entire army by themselves without any assistance from any other shinobi, unless it was something as simple as moral support, or they might have done something as small as give a cup of ramen or gave a kunai to assist, maybe even throwing a kunai. Also, in terms of what counts as an army, we're going to be going with at least 20 people as a bare minimum, since that is the smallest number on this list and the highest number is in the thousands. We'll also be drawing on shinobi who have appeared in all 3 Naruto animes, so Naruto, Naruto Shippuden, and Boruto, Naruto Next Generations, and we'll also include any relevant information from any of the Naruto guidebooks or any of the light novel that shed any light on the situation. So without further ado, here are the 5 Naruto shinobi who were big enough of beasts that they fought an entire army alone. Starting off at number 5, we have the 2nd Hokage, Tobirama Senju, and we'll get him out the way first since he's the one who fought the least number of shinobi on this list by himself. Back during the first Ninja War, Tobirama's team would be pinned down on the battlefield by 20 members of the Kinkaku force, which was led by the Gold and Silver brothers, Ginkaku and Kinkaku, who each had a large enough quantity of Kurama's chakra that they could use it. They were pseudo Jinchuriki. Tobirama, realizing that this battle was about to get super intense and that the young shinobi with him, some of them who might end up dying, he quickly named Hiruzen the 3rd Hokage, and he told him to lead the team out of the way to safety, stating that it's the future of the Leaf Village they needed to live on. The battle that occurred is completely off screen, but given that the Kinkaku force was a group of S-rank shinobi from the Cloud Village, this was no small task for Tobirama to fight them by himself. S-rank in the world of Naruto is generally accepted in universe to mean a shinobi is a big enough of a threat that they are considered worthy of being in the bingo book of all 5 nations. The entry point to be deemed an S-rank in Naruto is either an elite jonin like in part 1, so say Kakashi or Zabuza from Naruto Part 1, and a Kage level threat like each of the members of the Akatsuki. For Tobirama, not only did he have to fight 18 people of this caliber, but he also had to fight Ginkaku and Kinkaku, who were strong enough when using Kurama's chakra, they almost killed the 2nd Raikage and Tobirama during a meeting where Tobirama tried to end the first Ninja War. These 2 brothers were powerful enough that they could repeatedly use the Sage of Six Paths tools without any fatigue, which they would have had during this time, despite those tools requiring a large amount of chakra to do so. In the war, they were strong enough on their own to be able to take on and kill a massive amount of the 1st Division. The only reason they are on the list themselves is because there were Zetsus on that battlefield, so they kind of did have help. They were also, again, direct descendants of the Sage of Six Paths, which only further added to their power. They were pseudo Jinchuriki, capable of entering into the version 2 state, which means that Tobirama had to battle 18 S-rank shinobi at the bare minimum who are elite jonin to Kage level, but also 2 version 2 Jinchuriki capable of maintaining consciousness, which makes them even more deadly. This is easily one of those fights that the anime should have shown us, even if it was never shown in the manga, because that's just too amazing to have never seen it animated. At number 4, we have Kakashi Hatake, who fought an army of 300 on his own in the Boruto era in the story Kakashi Retsuden, the Sixth Hokage, and the Fallen Sun. So this will be Kakashi after he became Sixth Hokage and who does not have the Sharingan. Sadly, only part of this story was adapted, with Kakashi's part of the story being shown in Boruto's anime adaptation of Sasuke Retsuden, but Kakashi's battle, it was sadly never animated in those episodes. So while Kakashi was in the land of Ridaku, he discovers that the prime minister of that land was in possession of a tool left behind by the Sage's Six Paths, which was capable of flooding an entire country, and that he was conspiring with the warden of the prison that Sasuke and Sakura are undercover at, who was researching Edo Tensei to build an army to invade Konoha after they took over the country of Ridaku by force. Kakashi reaches a point where he stands alone against an army of 300 and he protects the entire village. At one point, Kakashi makes a mud wall taller than any building in Konoha in order to protect the entire village from the invasion. One of the shinobi that is there is a former Konoha ninja who went rogue after the 4th Ninja War, a Madara sympathizer, and he tried to take advantage of Kakashi's mud wall by using lightning release because earth release is weak against lightning release. So it makes sense. He's mocking Kakashi with his own failed attempt at using a Chidori, which it was a good enough of an attack that it could fool the naked eye to make people think it's Chidori, but not Kakashi. He made the jutsu. He can spot the differences. Kakashi's mud wall not only tanked the lightning release, but it also tanked several lightning release attacks and chakra blasts for an entire 24 hours. And Kakashi at one point begins using extreme chakra control. He flexes on the ninjas using lightning release by heating up the sand used for the mud wall to such high temperatures that it turns a section of it into glass so that he can insulate the lightning release to avoid it destroying the earth release mud wall. And then immediately after the lightning release attacks were finished, he reinforces the mud wall with another layer of earth release. Kakashi kept this up for an entire 24 hours, with the narrator of the story revealing that this Kakashi was significantly stronger than the Kakashi who fought against Obito. Kakashi waits until nightfall to release the earth release wall and proceeds to battle the army of 300 on his own and downright disrespects them. He's taken them on using taijutsu, but at one point the battle spreads through the village and he's using everything from frying pots to pans to bread rollers in order to take down the shinobi. And after running into former Konoha shinobi who had mocked him for not having the Sharingan, Kakashi takes it personally and he places them under genjutsu, where they see a version of Kakashi who has the Sharingan before Kakashi knocks him out. Kakashi concludes the battle by releasing 100% of his chakra to cancel out the weapon left behind by the Sage's Six Paths, which had enough chakra in the water release to flood the entire country. But Kakashi uses fire release to avoid the area from being flooded. And the combined force, it causes a mini cataclysm and causes the water to evaporate once it's done. Think of this more like a wide-scale version of how Kakashi used the water wall to cancel Kakuzu's fire release, searing migraine jutsu in the Akatsuki suppression arc, but Kakashi released all of his chakra to make the water release evaporate, but the combined force of the attack, that's what generates the small cataclysm and produces a tornado and a thunderstorm in the process. Like Tobirama, the battle, we never saw this animated, and as you expect, this battle left Kakashi utterly exhausted, needing a few days to recover before he returns to Konoha, which that makes sense. Now at number 3, we have Minato, the 4th Hokage. As you guys will recall, during the 3rd Ninja War in the Kakashi Gaiden flashback in Naruto Volume 27, we see Minato head to the battlefield and he would have the Hidden Leaf Ninja on the battlefield take his Flying Raijin kunai, approximately 80 of them, which yes, I counted, 80 kunai, and he orders all 80 of the kunai to be thrown in the direction of the Stone Village Shinobi. It's at this point, Minato, the battle that takes place, it happens off screen, and this is where the famed line of Minato killed 1,000 ninjas came from, because in Naruto Shippuden, in a filler episode, it is said that Minato took out the shinobi that are gathered there all by himself, making the survivors retreat, which is incredibly impressive in terms of feats, and given that this is Minato who had learned all the Uzumaki clan sealing jutsu Kushina could teach him, as well as created the Rasengan, it is safe to say those shinobi were killed in a flash that was over faster than Minato and Kushina made baby Naruto the night that Naruto was conceived. Number 2, we have the 3rd Raikage, and this mad lad didn't just fight an entire army once. He enjoyed it so much he did it twice. Once when he was alive and once when he was an Edo Tensei and he took down a massive chunk of the division on his own. The Third Raikage, when he was alive, he was someone strong enough to stalemate the rampaging Eight Tails, and he scaled relative to his son, the Fourth Raikage A, at least Fourth Raikage A during the Third Ninja War. During said war, he battled 10,000 shinobi on his own without any help, all for the sake of allowing his subordinates to escape to safety. He bravely fought off 10,000 shinobi on his own for a full 3 days and 3 nights before ultimately dying, becoming an absolute legend in the process. While it's never confirmed in the manga or any of the data books which nation of shinobi he was fighting, regardless, it's pretty impressive, and based on the designs, they do appear to be Sand Village shinobi. It's very impressive he fought for that long, and it just goes to show that the talk in the Fourth Ninja War about his durability, it was not talk at all. During the Fourth Ninja War, when he was an Edo Tensei, he would fight a large chunk of the 4th Division on his own, and he would tank several wind release attacks by a group that was led by Tamari, the second strongest wind release user in the Alliance, and he would eventually be brought down by Sage Mode War Arc Naruto, which that is no small feat at all, given how incredibly broken Sage Mode War Arc Naruto was. Even though the Sage Mode Naruto who the Raikage fought was a shadow clone, it's important to remember that by the war arc, Naruto's shadow clone in just base, they were already Kage level. So when you add in the Sage Mode multiplier, that is incredibly impressive. At number 1, we have everyone's favorite Edo Tensei Uchiha, Madara Uchiha, who as an Edo Tensei took down an entire division by himself. While Kabuto did control Mu's body very briefly, he didn't exactly help out, especially in the manga. He did next to nothing in the manga. Look, you know a battle's iconic when someone like me, who makes it no secret at all that they prefer the Naruto manga over the anime. I've read the manga over 50 times. I have yet to see every canon episode of Naruto's anime. When someone like me hears Naruto Shippuden episode 322, I know exactly what episode you're referring to. That's how you know this fight is iconic. Now, there are some changes made between the anime and manga. Small changes like the lady that's holding the prayer beads and she's praying to whatever god is listening to her before Madara attacked the Alliance. In the anime, Madara just rushes forward like a mad lad and he takes them all down in taijutsu. At one point, he's sending bodies just flying everywhere. Whereas in the manga, when Madara takes on the Alliance, he does so in a bit more of a calculated manner. So he jumps down off the mountain and he shoots out his majestic fire release flame destroyer jutsu at the Alliance, and when the entire group of water release users band together to counter it, Madara uses the steam that it creates in the dust clouds to hide in the chaos, and he just starts rushing the shinobi from behind. In chapter 560, he's literally snatching weapons off the people that he's killing, and he's killing other bystanders using said weapons. He's switching effortlessly between taijutsu to genjutsu to take down his targets when he realizes that Gaara is using his sand to protect the shinobi Madara is trying to kill. In just this one instance, Madara's high battle IQ, it is on full display because he doesn't even look around to see who's stopping him from killing others by using sand or to even see how they're doing it. He's just smart enough to know he has to switch to genjutsu, and he proceeds to use Sharingan genjutsu in order to do that, and then kick the ninja that he placed on the genjutsu into a group of shinobi. In the anime, you get that iconic scene where he snatches the exploding kunai in mid-air, rips off the tag, uses the kunai to kill somebody, then slaps the exploding tag on another ninja, and then kicks them into a group of ninja to kill all of them at once. Fun fact, in this fight in the anime, if you pay very close attention, you'll see an animation mistake where the anime has Madara activate his Rinnegan before he's supposed to, but Madara in the manga, he was a monster. We see him tank Naruto's super giant Rasengan despite Onoiki using Earth Release to slam Madara into it, and Madara was only using the Susanoo ribcage at first to block it, making a full Susanoo was just Madara flexing for the fun of it. As we all know, when Madara saw Naruto use Sage Mode, this mad lad just busts out the Rinnegan and proceeds to say, screw it, I'm gonna drop a meteor on the Alliance for shits and giggles, displaying so much overwhelming power that Gaara literally has to ask himself, is he looking at the power of a god? Well, that's gonna be it for ninjas who fought an entire army alone. Keep notifications turned on for Naruto ninjas who can destroy an entire nation. But in the meantime, click here to watch more videos from Naruto Explained, or click here to watch a video for my Anime Explained channel where I discuss non-Naruto content.